Hello. So, what the fuck? Hi, welcome back. What's up? My name's Lo. About 8 months ago, I did a 1-week sketchbook challenge. Struggled throughout the entire thing, and for some reason decided to do it again. This is an art creation sketchbook. I've talked shit about this sketchbook brand before. Stand by it. Still don't like it. I have not yet edited the video, but I can already tell you, it's a chunky one. Take it away, Lo, who still had hope and dreams for this entire experience.
Hi. The first thing I need to do is divide this into 7 sections so I know how far behind I am, because I am going to fall behind. That is inevitable. It's November, so it's cold. I'm starting to get sick, and tomorrow is the American election. This video, for all intents and purposes, is to distract myself from the American election.
So yeah, I'm doing this again. Is it stressful? Yes, but at the end, it feels like honestly, I've never ran a marathon, but I do believe it's comparable to how it feels to have run a marathon. Like childbirth, you completely forget the bad parts afterwards and only remember the good. Like, I have this memory of immense accomplishment from like March when I did this the first time. I also know that currently I have a lot of time in my hands. So I knew that filling a sketchbook in a week would be possible. I just kind of had to force myself, because I bought the sketchbook before October, but I was doing peachtober. Could I have combined the two? Probably. But I didn't, so. It's an average of like 11 or 12 pages. On day 7, I have 13 pages, because I just could not be bothered to switch around and count again. I think that was more than I did last time, and last time was a struggle. Let's start off by putting some stickers on this, because then it's like officially started. First, this is going to be a struggle this entire week. Me and my tea. First sticker is this Brie Forsha Patreon sticker. If you weren't aware, this is the current sticker situation going on. It is ridiculous. All right, first sticker is going on. If I can get the fucking backing paper off, that is. I have specific sticker tweezers for moments like these. I got it. Well, that's one. I have this freebie sticker that I got from Wimble's Art. Okay, the backing paper on this one was much easier. That's great for my blood pressure. Ta-da! Here you go. This is what we ended up with. Now I actually have to start the challenge. First drawing, officially done. What the fuck is going on over here? You trying to call that a hand? Well, I think we figured out that the first thing I need to do is do hand studies. Every time I do hand studies, I feel like, oh yeah, I figured it out. Like, this is how a hand looks and works. It's like it's wiped from my memory within 3 days. Nobody likes doing hand studies. Nobody likes doing hand studies. Like I said, I keep forgetting the fundamentals. It's like buried in the back of my mind in a dusty little moving box underneath a couple of old magazines. I know that I know this. And I know that it's good to do hand studies. It's kind of in the same realm that I hate the Loomis method for drawing heads, even though I know it's good. It's like vegetables for a 3-year-old. Like, I know this is good for me, but I will complain and cry and throw a fit every time I have to do hand studies. I have spent the past like hour watching YouTube tutorials on how to draw hands, I think I've gotten more confused. I did figure something out, which I clearly was very excited about. So we started off here. You got the fingers in the 3 sections, the thumbs with its 2, and then the third up here. Then we move on. I'm still trying to do that, kind of separating. This one was the first one, and I wanted to kill myself. And then this is where I had a realization. I realized that I'm drawing the fingers too far up. So I was placing the joints of the fingers at the end of the palm. Let's look at my palm. This is an anatomy lesson now. My knuckles and the tendrils of my hand are up here, or down here. She did some changes, and I placed the knuckles further down, and suddenly it's like not amazing, but it's better. It's so much better than it was half an hour ago.
So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. All of the beginning pages have been very quick and ugly. I'm in the mood to like not just ugly draw. I want to do something that's like not impressive, but like slightly good looking. So I'm actually going to get some other type of paper because I don't feel like using marker on this paper. I might paint on some paper and then I'll just glue it in here afterwards.
When I paint directly in the sketchbook, like I've done on this page, I have to wait for it to dry. I pulled out a pad of Bristol paper that I have, and I'm gonna do a portrait, which I always love.
So catch on with its beauty. I feel like in today's age, we're so glued to the TV, we're so glued to the camera, and we're so glued to our phones or iPads. Like,
This was one of my favorite drawings from the entire week, like easily top 3. And I spent, and you will notice it. You will be able to like point out places where I've tried to replicate it, and I don't know what it was. I am guessing it was the palette that did it. So I might have to pull out the exact same markers and try to do another portrait with those markers to see if like that's what did the magic thing. Because later I did try with other markers and it's just not the same. This portrait is just so good.
Don't worry about me and my chopsticks and cheese doodles. Cheese doodles are a very unfriendly food to be eating on camera. There's a lot of mouth noises involved. I'm like a dog that needs to be walked. I have 2 spreads left for today. So what I am going to do is I am going to go on my walk. I am going to fill the 2 final spreads. I am announcing that right now. I am going to do the 2 final spreads today, but I don't know if they are going to be like something I do in bed. Do you want to come on my walk with me? Great, that's so nice of you.
morning. I'm so sorry about the mouth noises. Yesterday, I posted on my story asking for suggestions for what to draw. And we have gotten a few suggestions. I think we're starting off with the suggestion of clowns. I guess I'm drawing a clown.
Express envy. Doing everything you can to get what the other person has, working harder, trying to improve yourself.
Hey everybody, we're at the zoo.
Someone suggested that I draw a chicken. I'm drawing a baby chicken, with a scarf. That should not take that long for me to remember. I finished the clown, but the clown is also the only thing I've finished today. So this is foreboding, because tomorrow I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to actually finish anything. So update. I still hate it. At least it's something that I can cut out and glue into the sketchbook and fill a page, which is the objective. So as long as it does that, it's done its job. He's so cute. He's so cute. I could cry. He's like my child. And he looks so fucked up, but he's so cute. I am going to draw him on a bike. I'm sure he loves bikes. His name is like Gronk or something.
I'm not sure what that was about, but the sentiment stands. I mean, Gronk is very cute. Something came over me on day 2, and I got so much drawing done. Usually, I'll lose steam on like day 4, because at that point, you're running out of creative ideas, and there's only so many times you can draw the same thing before you start contemplating using Google Maps to find the nearest cliff that you can throw yourself off. I also got perhaps a bit too confident on day 2, because I was like, well, I'm going above and beyond. I am smashing through the goals I set for myself. Do not worry, Lo does get a reality check in about T-5 minutes from now, perhaps. I didn't even get reality checked, I got reality fact checked.
I don't know where anything is anymore. I can't do this. I'm nearing, found it. I'm nearing the end of what my head is willing to deal with. Guess who is already like 4 pages into day 3? This one. My plan is tomorrow, and I'm saying this out loud now so that I have to be embarrassed if it doesn't pan out, but tomorrow I have an appointment at 11. I'm going to the Natural History Museum tomorrow at 3. So, I have an idea in my head, because I don't know when I'm going to be home. What I'm thinking is, I'm getting up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and then just going straight into drawing. I have done 4 pages of day 3 already, during day 2. Perhaps I will be able to do like 4 more before I go to bed. The nice thing as well is if I get up at 6 tomorrow, the presidential election in the US might not have been called yet, so I get to see that happen live. And good news, I think I've gotten rid of my cold. I don't think I'm sick anymore. It's 6:05, and I woke up to Trump being in the lead. I'm going to just lock in and draw for 3 hours now.
Kamala Harris's 4 electoral votes. Let's look at the presidential map.
Using the words lock in for what transpired is so funny because I barely got anything done. It was before sunrise, I'd slept like 5 hours, a wannabe dictator is taking control of the most powerful country in the world. I'm proud I didn't just go back to bed, to be honest. And with these metallic markers, I was just aiming for an ounce of creativity. I had shiny markers I never use, a star-shaped hole puncher, and a dream.
I need to go get the sketchbook holder. I am in fact behind now. I got home at like 11 last night. 5 spreads left from yesterday that I didn't fill out, and then I have my original 11. I think the tactic for the next 5 spreads is to just use one pen and get them done with, and then when that's over I can focus on the other 22 pages. Surprisingly, this is going surprisingly well. Maybe I'm making even less impressive art this time, but last time I was more stressed. I felt like I was behind constantly because I went to the Natural History Museum yesterday. They have dinosaurs. Well, not real life dinosaurs, but they have real dinosaur skeletons. I felt like I was 10 years old again. Never been that excited in my life. Maybe that's the first drawing I'm doing. It's based on the photos I took. Okay, I have this bag that I've had since I was a youngin', since I was a teenager. It's originally a toiletry bag. It has turned into the bag where I put every single art supplies that I don't know how to categorize, because I have so many things, and most of them have they have their place in certain categories, and this is everything that's not that. I don't go in here very often unless I'm looking for one specific thing and I can't find it. I'm gonna shove my hand in here and see what I pull out, and then I'll just have to figure out a way to use it. I also know that I have some very sharp things down here, so hopefully I don't lose a finger. Okay. A purple. Stepler Tri Plus. A gold jelly roll. and a black Pentel needle tip and a gel pen. Okay, this is a good combo-ish. I mean, this is not like a horrible combination of things to try to put together, so.
I just recently learned, and by just recently, I mean as I was doing this sketchbook spread, I learned that the flower that is, in English called lilac, is the Norwegian syren. I always hear people talking about how nice lilacs smell, and I have to politely disagree. When I grew up, we had huge, like giant lilac bushes in the garden, and they stink. Lilacs have such a distinct and strong smell. I don't get it. Should I have put two and two together? Because like growing up with lilac bushes in my garden, knowing that that is what a lilac flower is, probably. But genuinely, I've seen photos of them and I'm like, well, it's got to be different because everyone talks about how good they smell. So whatever we had in our garden has to be a different flower.
So, well, that worked. That filled the page. Let's just do that again. A blue gel pen, a yellow gel pen, and a red gel pen. Well, primary colours.
Hey chat, what do I do when I'm fucked? I'm sorry. This is the worst. This is the worst. 2 days ago, I was ahead. I was cocky. I was thinking, this is nothing. I don't know what I was stressed about. I don't know what I was stressing about last time. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Me and this microphone. This has, at this point, become a bit. Fine. Okay. That's it then. I think I'm like 22 pages behind. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 22 pages, 11 spreads until I'm at where I should be right now. I think desperate times call for desperate measures, and the most quick thing I can think about that is going to fill pages is line of action. Just a figure on each page, and I will do that for the next 22 pages so that I can get to where I'm supposed to, because after that I have another 22 pages to fill. Anyways, how are you guys doing? We've reached number 5. So I've spent the past 45 minutes filling every single page that I missed yesterday. So now at least I can
I filled almost every single page that I missed yesterday, apparently. I'm going to scream. Well, I guess I have 2 more pages to fill before I can actually start upon day 5.
After spending a literal hour staring at naked people, I needed a break. One of my top tips, if you're trying to like fill out a sketchbook very quickly, is to do just patterns and random shapes. Sometimes I get videos on my For You page from tattoo artists talking about what's like popular for the different generations. And I am so not sure of this, but I think these little shapes and stuff like this is called cybersigilism. Question mark. It should not be as difficult as it is to do these, but like you need them to look a certain way for them to look right. Because if they get too soft and round, or if they have too many like little tabs and like, you know, shapes and corners, it's not right, it's not correct. If someone can explain to me how that works, great. I'd also like to promote like geometric shapes. You're making your own little color by numbers kind of thing. When I was a kid and I got my hands on a computer, I would go into Paint. I would grab the little like pencil paint tool. I would just squiggle around a gazillion little lines, and then I would use the paint bucket tool and just fill in the shapes. And I guess that joy stuck around, you know, because it's kind of the same thing. It's not as discombobulated shapes as it used to be when I was, I don't know, 8, but I am, you know, just filling in shapes with paint. So, comme ci, comme ça.
Jesus Christ. Yesterday, as I was doing this in bed, I watched The Remarkable Life of 𝐬𝐿𝐴. Worst idea ever. That I was ugly crying. I was planning on like getting more done, but I couldn't see. So I couldn't continue drawing because I couldn't see what I was doing. I've had this pen for quite a while. I got it in a like advent calendar years ago. Kind of like I did with the portrait here, where I just pulled out the random supplies, had some fun just working with the 4 colors that I have, doing portraits like that, working from the lightest to the darkest. I mean, you and I, we're trapped in this room. I could leave the house, but I feel like I'm wasting time if I decide to like try to find somewhere to go. 16 pages behind. which is less than the 22 that we had yesterday. I think I might have lost it. Somewhere around, I don't know, somewhere around this place in the sketchbook.
Do you think is related to the appeal of the strong family values?
Book takeoff. And this is pretty easy to understand. So really quick timeline. This book is published
psychological concept, and the basic idea is that a person who
stage. People were asking him all the time, are you planning on running for a political office? And his answer was always very demure. It was, no, I'm not thinking. Good, hard-working girl knows you can't have a but it would be too convenient to just blame one evil billionaire for this transformation. Because J.D. Vance, while this may look familiar, it is technically not even his final form. Because
we're gonna try something new. I'm going to be blind drawing. This one. Brilliant. There you have it, folks. Van Gogh is shaking in his boots.
Do we see the resemblance?
I have once again gone on Instagram and asked for suggestions. Someone said fish or birds. I'm thinking, why choose? I'm trying to fill a sketchbook. I can't be picky. Let's do both.
It is 17:09 and we've finally reached where I was supposed to be this morning. This is no longer about making anything good. This is about me having too much pride to accept defeat and therefore having to finish this in 7 days, no matter the cost. Right now the cost might be 20 minutes of figure drawing.
Good evening. I have a tummy ache because I ate like 3 pieces of chocolate, and I also have 5 empty spreads left. I learned today because I sat down at a cafe and I drew people as they were walking past. Turns out And I don't know if anyone can explain the science about this to me, that would be great. This was somehow, it was easier when I had like a maximum of 10 seconds to draw a person. That was easier than when I have a reference picture. I learned something about myself today. Not sure exactly what that lesson was yet. I can't wait for when this is done, and this is not what my entire life is about anymore. Tomorrow, I can get up and not think about this fucking book. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's past midnight. However, we're at the last spread, everybody! I'm going to do one final drawing, and then I'm going to end this entire thing with gluing a single word onto the final page. This word is don't. As in, don't do this again, don't follow my lead. It's not any less anticlimactic than it was the last time. Like, the book dies with a whimper. It's midnight. So I'm gonna go to bed, and Lo from the future can take you through the outro. Good night. Bye.
How brilliant was that? I think my favorite part was the part where I had to look at naked people for several hours because I was so behind. If you want to follow me on other social media, my name's Lonely Girl Studio everywhere. Subscribe because, I mean, obviously, if I can do it twice, I'm sure there's gonna be a third time of this. Can't tell you when. Can't tell you what mindset I'm gonna have to be in to put myself through this again. But it will most likely happen. And if you're curious about everything that's in the sketchbook tour is coming. Subscribe. How am I doing at this whole giving people incentive to follow me thing?